fellas, I want to bring y'all up to speed on this truck. In this video, I want to talk about my use of it and what all, more of a review than anything else. I'm not going to introduce the TRX to you. I just want to share my experience with this TRX. To my regulars, I know this ain't no diesel, but that's why I don't really post much about it. But just to make it clear that this truck gets utilized as a daily very often, and it's pretty dirty, but for the life of me, I can't seem to make a video of it. I don't know what the deal is. Here we are. Well, I guess most importantly, it's getting 9.2 miles to the gallon. Just fueled up. Anyways, what can I tell you? Oh, I was going to show you the mileage. So, a father of four, right? This has 7,800 miles. I'm going to round it up for simplicity reason. 8,000 miles, right? As a father of four kids, this is not necessarily my family hauler. I leave town quite a bit, but here's the caveat. When I do leave town, I'm either hauling my family in the Escalade, right? My ESV Escalade, or my 14 Ram 3500 hauling a trailer and taking care of business. So all these miles were been in town. Therefore, it makes it my daily. I don't get in my Escalade because it's my wife's vehicle. She daily drives that thing, hauls the kids to soccer practice, church, choir. What else does she do? All kinds of schools and activities. So she needs that rig. I, on the other hand, drive this thing. But I wanted to share a fun fact. Anytime my wife knows that I'm not going to use this thing, or it's in the driveway and she knows I've taken off for the day, she will always jump in it. I don't know what's up with this TRX and my wife, but it actually makes me smile because she really enjoys this truck. She's like, it's such a cool little Tonka truck, you know. She's like, it's bubbly, it's fast, it's loud, and she enjoys it. So without me being there, you know, she could fit her the four kids in it. Obviously, let me share my story and how I came to the conclusion of buying one, my experience, and why I think it's a hell of a deal for what they're offering, and why I believe they walked away from it. So this video isn't for everyone. This video is going to underline experience, preference, and thought process of why I think we are where we are right now, because they don't have TRXs anymore, but we'll talk about that later. So my experience, right? When they came out, they released them, and they talked about all this stuff that they're going to do with this 1500 TRX. I'm like, that's all great and dandy. Let's see what actually comes out to be. And, you know, came out pretty cool. And I always knew that I wanted to drive one, right? I always knew that I wanted to own one. I love the Hellcat, but I can't stand how cheap the interior is on the Challenger and the Charger. A little bit on the personal side of me. I know this channel's about diesels, but hear me out. I have a lot of toys. I believe I have a lot of toys. You know, just to cover the spectrum for you to understand the toys and the difference of toys I have. I have a 95 fully restored Honda Prelude, the VTEC version, so leather interior, Doc VTEC, right? More or less one owner. Its whole life it lived in Washington, so it's a really nice car. And then I have a GT350. That's a track car, a phenomenal vehicle as well. Those are my two doors. And then I have a 93 S500, but the long version. They call it a SEL back then. Mint condition, only 30,000 miles on it. And then I have a 05 E55 that's tuned up. I can't do much without meth. So I've optimized the airflow, the pressure, you know, the whole 9 yards. I'm not going to get into details. I have abundance of toys, but for this whole summer, I barely drove the Shelby. I drove the Prelude a couple times just to keep the fluids going. I think I took out the E55 once. They're not bad cars, but they don't compete with this thing as a daily. I absolutely love this thing as a daily. It's my go-to. I truly enjoy driving this thing as a daily because it warms up quick. That's downside of a diesel, and it's quick off the line, it's quick on a roll. I'm not the a-hole, you know, hauling 200 miles an hour around town, but when the road's open and I'm in a hurry, I make good use of the horses and that radar. So you put one and one together, right? So with that context of having all those toys and the variety of those toys, and still always reverting to this one, meaning typically in the summer, I drive the Shelby quite a bit. Not this year. I drove the Shelby on cruises. I drove the Shelby a couple times, on a date with my wife and stuff like that. But this is home. This is my comfort. This is everything I ever want in a pickup truck. Not a pickup truck. I shouldn't even call it a pickup truck. It's a Tonka truck. It's a toy. It's even hard to call it a pickup. It has a bed, but it's probably can't even handle what an average SUV on the road can handle on its truck. Like, the suspension's soft, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is having that variety in the summer. I still prefer the TRX over all those toys. No, I'm not going to get rid of them all, but just to put it in context, how much I like this thing. This is all-wheel drive vehicle. It's good, in the rain and the snow and all that, and it's just fine in the summer. And I just advocated for that. I just showed you. I just explained to you that. So that should tell you. Saying it one thing, but when you bring up a comparison, that's a whole different ballgame. So maintenance, this thing is easy. My only gripe, or should I say only issue I have, is the screen. It has a mind of its own. Once in a while it gets into the stage of screwing around, pressing its own buttons for about 10 to 15 seconds, and it snaps out of it. So this screen's going to have to get replaced. Other than that, I have zero issues. I truly enjoy owning this thing. And you're going to say, Paul, you must be well off. No, guys, Daddy didn't hand me anything. I had to work for it. One of the main reasons I never bought this thing when it just came out, it's unsettling. $100,000 for a toy. That's just not, let alone a Ram 1500. Like, what's so special about it? When I saw it, I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. I think 2 years into it, I walked into a dealership for late night Friday to pick up some parts, and I got greeted by this TRX, and I'm like, crap. Well, I'm probably gonna walk away with this one. I checked it out high and low. I understood what they did with the suspension to a certain extent. I saw the frame, I saw the additional shock for the torque, managing torque and the thrust and all that. I was blown away. I called up my sales guy. I'm like, hey, they want 99 or 98 for that truck, but it's bare bones, and it was upsetting. It didn't have keyless entry. It didn't have panel roof. I mean, if you know TRX, this is a well-loaded TRX. This is a level 2 and all the shebang. The only thing I did not get, which I hate, is the radar system, because sooner or later I'll put an aftermarket bumper up front. I don't want the radar system, the adaptive cruise. I thought it was in the bumper, but realistically I later learned that everything's up here. I always thought it was here and the bumper, but I was wrong. But nevertheless, I really don't like the adaptive cruise situation. So with the adaptive cruise, it has lane assist. So I don't care for those systems. In my 21 mega cab, I always shut them off. I hate them. The technology is just not there. Well, I said it wrong. I don't hate them. They're just a waste of time and space. I've used my adaptive cruise a couple times going through Seattle. But yeah, I don't care for them. I have zero regret for not getting them. I custom ordered this truck. Remember I told you I called my salesman. I told him for $98, $99 they want this. He's like, Paul, let me talk to some people. He's like, I can pretty much get you the same thing. We could work out a deal on a custom order for you. And that's what we did. Next day I came there and I ordered me a truck. Exactly, spec'd out exactly how I wanted. So the window sticker reads my name. It's not a dealership. It reads my name. So this thing was ordered the way exactly I wanted, and I have zero regrets. The only thing I was on the fence, I added, subtracted were these red lines. I like the way the stitching and the excuse me, but how they all looked on photos. But this, I thought it's going to be a little too bright. We got Dave with us here today. Hey, Dave, can you move your legs so I can show? No, the other side. Yeah, it's actually not bad at all. So the way this truck is spec'd out is 100% to my satisfaction. I did it, and just because you spec out a truck don't mean it's going to be 100, right? We all make mistakes. So if you have any questions, shoot them in the comment section. But the price, I started talking about it, kind of went off of it. For the money that they offer, so for $100,000 that they, well, unless you come across a greedy dealer, for $100,000 it's a steal of a deal. And here's why. The ingenuity that went into the frame, the shocks, the transmission is stout on it, the engine, we all know what Hellcat is, right? It is a bargain. Time and time over, I would buy this thing, truly enjoy it. I just can't say enough good things. It's like the weirdest thing ever. I'm a through and through diesel truck guy, but this truck has really impressed me of its capabilities. Guys, you know, I was thinking about it. If you guys want to, let me know in the comment section if you guys want me to make a video about these gas-powered engines. Let me know what y'all think as far as if you guys want to hear my point of view and my experience with gas-powered. More and more of these diesels are wonderful. I mean, the new diesels got plenty of power, but they have so much of after treatment sensors and management and this and that. It kind of kills it for average Joe that doesn't need that power. So a lot of people are looking into gas-powered solutions. So definitely a good thing. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to talk about it. But back to business. So if you calculate all the investment and all the coolness in this truck for $100,000, it's a smoking deal. Obviously, you got to have the money and you got to be able to afford it. Either being put cash down or the payments, whatever route you go, you got to be able to afford it. Next thing, why do I think they got rid of the TRXs? For time being, there's no more TRXs that they're going to produce. I think it's a money issue. I honestly think it's a money issue. For $100,000 with expensive as everything is, right? They can't necessarily be profitable. I know some of y'all are gonna fall off your seats and chairs. Those guys that built custom vehicles and suspension and worked on trannies, you guys know how quickly things add up for good quality parts. I think what Ram's gonna do, and don't get me wrong, they have a phenomenal, I believe they have a phenomenal engine. I have not tested it. The 3.0 inline six, their wannabe TRX now called RHO, is a phenomenal engine, not the RHO. I think the RHO in a way is a waste of money. If I think what they're gonna do with it, I believe it's a waste of money. Buy yourself a regular 1500 with that 3.0. It's an awesome everyday truck. But in a couple years, I feel like they're gonna come out with a true TRX, right? They're gonna be like, oh my God, now give us your money. You got your TRX back, right? I think it's gonna be like 150, 170K. I think they're gonna do exactly what Ford did. They want the money. I mean, they're in business, right? They're not there to please you. They're there to dangle a carrot, a good-looking carrot, a tasty carrot, and making sure you pay for it. And everybody's happy, right? Like a guy like me that paid the amount of money that this truck's worth, right? 99. I think I paid 99, if I'm not mistaken. I got a good deal. I did not pay anything over. At the time, I believe I just paid MSRP. I did not pay any markups. It's kind of hard, you know, for $100,000. I bet your money these things are going to go up in value, and it's not an asset. It's not an investment. But at bare minimum, they're going to keep their value. So as the mileage goes up, they're just kind of going to stay as a $80,000 to $100,000 truck, depending on their condition. And then when the newer ones come out with much higher price tag, I think these will budge up a little bit. Don't buy them as an investment. Just in a way, it is an investment because you're driving this thing, you're taking care of it, and it's not necessarily losing its value, which is phenomenal. But I think that's what's going to happen, dude, with the TRX. I think it's coming back, the true TRX, the V8, and a good old blower on it. It's coming back. Just, they want your money. They need to play this game. They need to continue playing this game if they're going to stay in business, you know. The whole, it's not tension, it's anticipation. Like, oh, what are they going to do here? What are they going to do there? It's a game. They all take their turns. Look at it. Ford, Chevy, Ram. Ford, Chevy, Ram. They all take their turns of, excuse me, giving us new products. And, oh, look what you got here. Look what you got there. They just need the money. Anyways, fellas, I know this is hard to call it a review, but all in all, this is my experience as a diesel guy, why I freaking enjoy this truck. I'll just say it. I'll throw it out there. When I initially purchased this truck was going to bridge the gap till my next mega cab. I guess this is more for the regulars. And I told my wife, I don't see us having this thing more than a couple years because the new Ram's going to come out, and pick up the mega cab and just stick with that. Yeah, I don't know about that, guys. I feel like it's gonna stay. Anyways, fellas, I better wrap up this video. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see more videos of this truck, and if you want to hear about those gas-powered motors. You know, the 6.2 GM, the 5.3 GM, the 5.0 Ford, the 7.3 Ford, and the 3550 and 73 Ford motors. I'm not against Hemi. I just don't. Hemis aren't bad engines. They just don't stand out to me. Let me just put it that way. Yes, I drive a Hemi. I absolutely love the 6.2. But average Joe doesn't have a 6.2 with a supercharger on it for a daily, right? And what I mean by that, like, you're not going to buy a TRX for your employee to drive every day and pull trailers. This is not the truck you buy. It can't handle the weight. It doesn't do it right. So you're going to buy a working man's truck and hand it to your employees to drive. That's the kind of engine. You know, the 5.0 is phenomenal. The 7.3 is phenomenal. 3.5 has its place. But anyways, I'll wrap it up. As always, guys, let me know. May the Lord bless you. May Almighty find day. Ciao. Bye.